everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Aditi Ranjan, and before you watch this video, make sure to go and watch the first video of how to win at BP debate. The video link is in the description or in the eye above. Before you watch this, make sure to watch that as well. Now, welcome to the episode 2 of how to win at BP debate. In this video, we will cover out on how to tackle BP debate motions and what are different type of motion. And do make sure to drop your love in the comments, hit the like button and subscribe. And if you need any help of mine, do tag me on Instagram as well. I would love to help you out as well. Thank you so much, and please continue watching and get your knowledge. Okay, now let us master motion categories in BP debate. In this video, we'll cover 5 major categories of debate motion that actually comes in your BP debate. That is analysis, policy, actor, comparative, and value judgment motion. So now let us understand each one by one. Now, first is analysis motion, that is comparing words. So what actually you have to do in this type of motion? Before that, let us understand how to identify what is analysis motion. So, when in a debate or in a motion, you get this house believes, this house wants, this house regrets, such type of all examples come under analysis motion. Now, what is comparing words? So you have to compare the words. And now what I mean by that, it's very simple. It's not rocket science. What we have to compare in this is two words according to your side. So first, what we are going to do is we are going to compare the current word, and you can call it the status quo in the debating language. And the other one, debate or other word, is depending on your side. So if like you are from the preposition side, you're going to consider a word that favor the motion. And if you're from the opposition side, you're going to compare a word which is like against the motion that is given to you. And you have to compare it the status quo or the current world. So if I say this house believes that social media does more harm than good, so we have to like let's take an example. If I am from the opposition side, so where one is the present world, I have to compare, and the other world is that where social media has done more good than harm, or you can say where social media is good. So you have to consider world where everything that social media has done is only good, it's no bad. And then you have to compare with the status quo or the present world, that no, social media has caused like mental stability in people or like affected their mental health, but it has also caused economy, or like you can say like connectivity and globalization and such things, which is a good factor of social media or the motion. So remember that in every analysis motion you have a key term. Every analysis motion you get a key term. Always remember this. And here you can see the key term is social media. Although this is very basic, but be remembered in mind, in analysis motion, everything that you speak, every argument, every rebuttal that you make should be include the key term, not physically include the key term. So I don't have to repeat social media, social media, social media every time. But the gist of social media should always be included. Never go out of that, right? And the goal is to prove that the world with the motion is better or the world against the motion is much better. So provide strong justification and evidences. It's all about comparing benefits and harms. Do remember that a key point again, you just have to compare very simply the harms and the goods, or you can say like, the benefits and like the disbenefits of anything. And the best the key part is you have to include the alternative. So you can say like, okay, the social media has done harm to people, but we can add alternatives to it. We can like promote books, we can promote physical activities in people that can reduce their screen timing. So do make sure in any of your speeches of analysis motion, do make sure to add an alternative according to your side. So if you're like preposition, do mind that you are giving alternative that favors preposition, and if you're opposition, do make sure that everything that you do is like favoring the opposition, not the preposition. And also use a lot of evidences in that, because analysis motion is all about not about theory, it's about like facts and facts and facts. So do make sure that as well. Now moving to the next. Now before I start this, I really hope that like you're listening well, and if you have any doubt or anywhere you feel that I need to correct, do make sure to drop the comment below. And also, if not possible, you can tag me on Instagram and I will definitely love to check it out. Now, policy motion, proposing or defending a model. So the next second type of model or the motion that you have is policy motion. Now, what is policy motion? How to identify that? And it's much simpler than analysis motion. The one key term that you have, this house would. So every time you hear in a debate, this house would, click it in yourself that is a policy motion. Now, policy motion does not include anything of analysis motion. That's great. You don't have to compare harm or benefit or two or three words in together. What you simply have to do is you just have to like a policy of some model or a model that you will like make for like you know introducing or implementing the motion. So if I say this house would ban private homeworks, not private homework, this house would ban private schools, let's suppose. So how I'm going to ban private schools? So it is me who will ban private school, or is it you who will ban private schools, or it is the government who will ban, or the world organization who will ban? How they are going to ban? Are they just going to come and say a speech and every school will shut, or they will present a motion that will pass through legislature, everything like that, a basic policy that you have to give. So it's like very simple if you understand. Like before implementing a law in a country, the parliament has to discuss this motion and they give the majority, and that comes out and implement in the country the laws. That is same what you have to do here. You just have to debate on the policy. Yeah, attention. You have to debate on the policy. You don't have to debate whether homework is good or bad. Right. So if I say this house would ban homeworks, you don't have to actually debate on what homework is, it good or is it bad. No, you have to debate on what policy you have to and how you're implementing. You just have to debate, is this policy right? Is this policy wrong? Like that. And it's not that you cannot add that this homework does good and homework does bad, but use it as evidence. You don't use it as argument. So if I say you just explain your motion and like a model or policy, and then you add it as an evidence. So that's cherry on top feeds. But if you generally do that in a policy motion, that you only compare benefit and harm, the judge is not going to give you any marks. And I have experienced that in so many of my debates where my opposition is going, like my other colleagues who were like debating, they did harm versus benefit, and all of them got fourth rank. That is truly true. So, you don't have to depend on harm or good. You just have to defend on the policy that you're proposing, on the model that you have. And it's very clear, and I hope that is very clear. If you have any doubt, drop a comment, of course. Now, active motion, and I truly believe this is the most interesting motion that you will ever find in BP debate. And if you master this, you will be the god of BP debate. Now, that is active motion embodying a specific perspective. So, if I say this house, as USA believes that it should invade Syria, so you don't have to debate on like what is Syria, like not what is Syria, like have this motion that invasion of USA is good for Syria or bad for. No, you just have debate on US interest. So either you are from the preposition or either you are from the opposition. What you have to do is you have to debate from the US perspective. Or if I say this house, as India believes that they will be superpower by 2030. So I don't have to debate with this perspective of USA, Russia, or China, the other global powers, but I have to debate on India's perspective, either from the opposition or the preposition. So I have to be mindful about what is the country's interest. So if I take like US example, what is US's interest? What is its minister doing? And this is all about the political agenda that you have, or what is foreign minister doing, what is like prime minister doing, what is the president doing. Or if I take like example of India, so in the past, what is the interest of India, where it has invested, and such examples. So this like a little tougher than other, but not impossible to learn or master. You just have to practice and be aware of the status quo very deeply if you want to win first in actor debate or actor motion. So be mindful about that. Start reading articles, novels, or follow educational channels where you can learn about that, because that will definitely help you in like making master of this actor motion. Now, maintain consistency throughout your argument and reflect the actor's viewpoint. So, even if I'm debating or you are debating in an active motion, that should not be shown. So, if I debate in a debate for like active motion, anywhere the judge should not feel that I am debating or I am presenting an argument. No, that's so wrong. Either the judge should feel like the motion or the like suppose India, so India is speaking or the people of India is speaking, and not just me or you in this debate. It's just interest of the country or the people of that country is speaking, right? So I think that is very clear right here, and I will attach. So I'm not given an example how you can identify. So like this house as India believes, this house as USA believe, this house as Apple believes. So you can get like companies example and so many other examples you can get. Like this house as Russian military believes. So this is like little tougher, but it's great if you learn this. And I think I have given proper example as well. Now, comparing motion. This is very simple, very easy. I think it's easiest of all. Now, it's like this house prefer X over Y. So, like this house prefer books over social media, or this house prefer social media over books, or this house prefers USA over Russia, or this house prefer Russia over USA. So, it's very simple. You just have to compare everything, and I will explain that in a very simple word for you. If you go to Amazon and search shoes and you like two shoes and you can like compare that as well. So they will compare the size, they will compare the dimension, the fabric and everything like that, to give you a gist or even the price. That's so simple. And I think you have experienced that anywhere in any like shopping platform. The same you have to do right here also. You have to compare every bit of the two things that you're given. So if I say this house prefer science to be taught in school over maths. So I have to like compare everything between science and maths and also understand what is the differences between these two and why science is better than maths. Or if I'm from the opposition, I will know why maths is still better than science and it cannot be neglected, right? So you just have to be like why it is superior and why it is like inferior. It's very simple, just logic. It's all about logic you have to put in here. I think there's no need of facts. Even if you put facts here, that does not matter as well. But yeah, if you put it's nice. But it's all about logic. It's all just filled with logic and logic and logic. Now, the next type is value judgment motion, assessing societal impact. So like this house regrets, this house prefers, this house wants, and you can even get like, mix of examples. So this is like more of moral and like ethical based. You don't have to like think about policy, you don't have to think about benefits, you don't have to think about comparing, you don't have to think about like anything. It's just all about ethics that you read in your books or in your religion or anywhere you believe. It's just so normal human ethics that you have. It is like so normal that this house regrets the people don't like pay to beggars. So that's just ethics that they have to pay to the beggars. It's just so ethical. So that's just so simple that you have to like you have to present, you can say like it's a mix of hybrid between ethic like analysis and policy. So you just have to frame everything is just on ethical framework and evolution, like it's good or it's bad. If like this house like this house consider uh what type of example, like this house consider rich dad poor dad as good rather than the art of war, and there's no relation to anybody, just a normal example of books. Don't consider it anything. You just have what good I am considering out here. So it's like full of ethics, it's full of what, and morals, the normal morals that you have. You don't have to debate on the logic, you do have to debate on the ethics. That's just so simple. And if you have any doubt, you can just I can make another video on that. Now, common mistakes and how to avoid them. Even if you understand motion well, people in the beginning do make a lot of mistakes. And even I accept when I started debating, I also made a lot of mistake, and I don't want that you do the same. So I made this right. First is misunderstanding. Failing to understand the core of the motion and conduct throughout the research and analysis. Now, even if you understand that this motion fall into the category of analysis, policy, or anything, sometimes you don't actually understand the core of the motion. Why is the judge has given me to debate on this? So if I say this house would ban private cards. So, what is the main objective? The more core reason why I am given this debate is because of the air pollution. That's so simple. And the second factor could be the prices of the fuel, or the fuel that we use in our cars and bikes. So that can be a more core reason for that. These are the two core reasons, and that should be the main core argument from your argument as well. So, to make sure to read and understand the core perspective or the core reason why you are given this debate. Now, the confusion, lack of clear definition and criteria. And if you are the PM, you have to explain the debate and the motion as well. Now, some people would think is you just have to explain hard word in a motion. No, that's so wrong. If I say social media is more good, has done more good than harm, so I don't have to just explain good and what does it mean. I have to explain social media also, so provide specific and well defined term. So don't be confused, and also don't be confused between the motions, that what you have to do and what don't have to do. And trust me, I have 2 years of debate experience, and I can tell you guarantee in the beginning you are going to make these mistakes. Now, inconsistency, like consistency, argument, or perspective. Maintain a coherent viewpoint throughout. So your debate should not be like half you have taken from here, half you have taken from there, half it's this, half is that. No, be one single point, that even if somebody reads your speech or your debate in that, they should fully, yeah, it's just one perspective. It's just one. Be remember of that. Don't take 5 different arguments and mix them and mess it up. Even take two arguments and explain them very well better. And how to approach each motion category. Analysis motion, determine the category and the key aspect and tailor your approach accordingly. Gather evidences and develop arguments. So that simple thing that you have to do is, first you have, if I give any motion to you, first you have to understand which type of motion is this and what you have to do. Understand this. First, you have to understand what type of motion is this and what you have to do. Second is gather evidences that you can use according to your side and examples. So if, like, let's say this house would ban homeworks, so you just have to like understand this house would. So it's a policy motion. Now, what examples I can use or evidences I can use here? So I can use like students are depressed. So this ratio of students are depressed, and it is said by this organization or this news center. And if I say like this house, or like let's take an opposition answer as well. So like, so we can say like these many students are average student and homeworks are actually help them to grow. So, and this data is presented by this organization or this news center. So this work you have to do in the second stage. And third is the frame arguments, and that is, I think, very simple, but still if you have any problem, I can approach you in there as well. And Q&A and conclusion. So now, see, analysis, policy, actor, competitive, and value judgment. Motion before constructing argument. Practice makes perfect. So I will suggest you guys, if even if you are a beginner or or expert or even in an intermediate like course, do make sure to practice debate one from each category. To remember, if you're watching till now, I hope that you are very serious about your career in debating, or even about your tournament you're watching for, or the knowledge you're watching for. Do make sure to practice one debate from any side between all the for each motion, and do tag me on Instagram, and I love to see and love to help you all. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you love it out here. So do make sure to subscribe my channel and comment and like.